Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Masil Tabrani. My ID number is T2019-6180. And here I'd like to give you the explanation about the five aspects of causative variable in second language acquisition. Actually, there are five aspects in causative variable in second language acquisition. The first is the causative variable itself. The review of second language acquisition theory thus far can be summarized as follows. The first is acquisition is more important than learning. Second is in order to acquire, two conditions are necessary. The first is comprehensible input containing I plus 1, structures a bit beyond the acquirer's current level. And the second is a low or weak effective filters to allow the input in. And the second is language teaching. If acquisition is more central and learning of less used to second language performance, and if comprehensible input and the filter are the essential causative variables for second language acquisition, the classroom should help only to the extent it supplies comprehensible input in an environment conducive to a low filter. This may indeed be, as mentioned earlier, its main functions. It seems reasonable to hypothesize that the classroom should be especially valuable for beginners, those who cannot easily utilize the informal environment for input. It will be of less value to those who can, who have other sources of comprehensible input and who are linguistically advanced enough to take advantage of it. And the third is exposure variable. Several exposure variables have been investigated with respect to second language acquisition. Some studies show a clear relationship between the amount of exposure and proficiency, and some do not. We shall see again that the hypothesis that comprehensible input plus a low filter are the true causative variables predicts quite well when exposure variables relate to second language acquisitions and when they do not. Thus, exposure variables are also indirect and not in themselves causative. And the fourth is age. Age has been popularly assumed as a predictor of second language proficiency, that younger acquirers are better at second language acquisition than older acquirers. It can be argued, however, that age is not in itself a predictor of second language rate or attainment, and that here to everything reduced down to the quality of comprehensible input and the level of the effective filter. And the last aspect is acculturation. Schumann, 1978, has hypothesized that acculturation is the major causal variable in second language acquisition. Schumann maintains that second language acquisition is just one aspect of acculturation, and the degree to which the learner acculturates the target language group will control the degree to which acquires the target language. Schumann defines two types of acculturation. In the type 1 acculturation, the learner is socially integrated with the TL group and as a result, develops sufficient contact with TL speakers to enable him to acquire the TL. In addition, he is psychologically open to the TL such that input to which he is exposed become intake. Type 2 acculturation has the all characteristics of type 1, but in this case, the learner regards the TL speakers as a reference group whose lifestyle and values he concisely or unconcisely desires to adopt. Both, both types of acculturation are sufficient to cause acquisition of the TL. But The distinction is made to stress that social and psychological contact with the TL group is the essential component in acculturation. That adoption of lifestyle and values of the TL group is not necessary for successful acquisition of the TL. Probably that's it what I can deliver to you in this golden opportunity. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.